Good afternoon, everyone. You're very welcome to today's YouTube video. The question I'd like to ask today is, are you truly living with an abundant mindset? Are you choosing to live beyond the limits? There's a massive difference between that abundant mindset and that scarcity mindset. And for the next few moments, I'd like to share just a few insights that I have had over the last few years on the difference between both, how they affect businesses, relationships, finances, in so many different ways. I've jotted down some notes which I'll be referring to over the next 5 or 6 minutes. And I suppose the one thing that we'd start is that that each and every one of us were born into this world with massive potential. But somewhere along the way, we got this idea that we weren't good enough. Or did we start to believe that there wasn't enough? That there wasn't enough money, that there wasn't enough opportunities, there wasn't enough relationships, there wasn't enough opportunities out there for each and every one of us maybe to find a particular career that we wanted. Not enough time, not enough love. But really, that's just a particular belief. It's a mindset, and we can change those beliefs. But I often ask myself, do those beliefs, did we get them from our parents or our grandparents? Have they been ingrained in our DNA? Or did we pick them up through the educational system? The educational system is very important for each and every one of us to pursue a career that we wish. But are we picking up those beliefs that might have given us what's called a scarcity mindset? And that scarcity mindset creates us to be incredibly limited. It stops us from being the very best that we can be and from expanding the potential that we truly have. So let us look at an abundant mindset, first of all. So an abundant mindset, the person will have a belief that there's more than enough, that there's enough opportunity, that there's enough employment, that there's enough jobs or careers available for each and every person, that there's enough wealth and that there's enough creativity for everyone, that there's enough success for everyone. And it's not naive optimism, but I'm not pretending that the world is absolutely perfect, but I'm choosing to believe what you need is available to each and every one of us. And as I said, I know I'm referring to my notes a lot on this particular topic, but I think it's really important that we start to understand why the abundant mindset is so powerful versus the scarcity mindset. Have you ever thought about nature? We look at something as simple as a tomato plant. That tomato plant can, produce so many other tomato plants. I was nearly going to say piano plants, but they can create so many other tomato plants because the law of nature decreed that that particular plant would multiply. So what's stopping us from multiplying? Is it scarcity? Remember, scarcity speaks in fear, where abundance speaks in faith. So let us try not to have that scarcity mindset. People with a scarcity mindset will say that, I cannot afford that. I'm not ready. These things will never happen for me. But someone with an abundant mindset would say, how can I afford that? What do I need to become so that I can earn that particular thing? Who do we need to connect with? Like, are those people that we're connecting with allowing us to create opportunities to create the life that we truly want? So again, we're looking at something that's abundant. And each and every one of us know there are so many books out there in the libraries. There's so many books through Audible. There's so many different things that we can look at in videos that we can look at on YouTube that will help us create that wonderful abundant mindset. But the abundant mind isn't afraid to invest because it knows the growth that's in that return. Even for the likes of myself, I had to try and invest in mentorships to see, could I go to the next level? To see, could I challenge myself better? Would there be more accountability? And trying to step up to a new level is often difficult because we can get comfortable in the position that we're already in. But sometimes that comfortable position is also part of that scarcity mindset. So we need to look at that abundant mindset again. But here's the kicker, and I had to write this down earlier on. You don't get what you want, you get what you expect in life. So you don't get what you want, you get what you expect in life. If you expect rejection, well, you notice that every door will close, especially in the areas of employment. But if you expect opportunity, you'll see windows, doors, the opening up. You'll see the right people coming before you. you'll get the right opportunities in your life. Did you ever see or notice that, for example, you might be getting ready to change the particular car that you're driving, and you might be looking, just say, for example, it's a 2 litre turbo diesel Skoda and the color is red. And you've made that choice and you said, this is definitely the car that I'm going to purchase. Then all of a sudden you see so many of those particular cars in that particular color. And it's happened to each and every one of us. But that really is how the brain works. It filters the world to match the beliefs that we really have. So you need to start believing in that abundance, and you'll start to notice that abundance in your life. But there's also a language of abundance. And speaking that language of abundance is important. We can change our phraseology. Instead of saying like that, I have to go to work, you can say, I get to go to work. Instead of saying, I can't, you can say, I'm learning how. Or you can also say that instead of saying, I don't have enough time, I choose how I spend my time. But time is very, very important, because each and every one of us know that we can earn so much money throughout our lifetimes, but we can't get the time back that we truly want. Yesterday's gone, it'll never come back. Last week is gone, it will never come back. So we only have today, or we have whatever's left in our hourglass to be able to continue in this life. So the time aspect is incredibly important. So it's important to see, how do we choose our time? Are we choosing it with people that are bringing conflict into our life? Are we choosing it to spend with watching maybe Netflix the whole time? Are we spending it watching things that aren't going to help us grow, aren't going to help us become abundant in the direction that we want to go in? But these small shifts in language will really have a massive shift in your mindset and in your life on an overall level. Also, gratitude is one that seems to be very, very popular when it comes to having an abundant mindset. For myself, I have a gratitude journal. I write 3 or 4 things out that I'm very grateful for in the morning time, especially my Creator, God our Father, and His Son, Jesus Christ. I'm very grateful for them. I'm very grateful for my family, my wife and my children. I'm very grateful for the opportunity to be able to coach different clients. I'm very grateful for the opportunity to live in the home that we're in. So there's a lot of different things that you can be grateful for. But apart from being grateful for those things, we have to get into a particular feeling. And that comes from the feeling of the wish fulfilled, as Neville Goddard would have said it. So starting your day with gratitude and feeling from the wish fulfilled is incredibly important to help you go. You see, a lot of abundant people, especially people who've created great fortune in their life, have been great in this sense that they give first and they receive later. Now, I know it might sound a bit backwards in the way it comes across, but as the great Bob Proctor once said, leave each and every person that you meet with an impression of increase. And Bob lived that throughout his life. He left every single person with an impression of increase. He brought more value into their life. How can you give your time to other people? How can you give your attention? How can you give some of the ideas that you actually have? And by bringing more value into people's lives, it's only going to benefit your life in the most phenomenal way. Let's help others win. Let's not pull that ladder of success away from other people. There's nothing worse when you see someone, reaching a success level in a particular area or field of expertise, and they decide to pull the ladder up on everyone else, and the next person can't get up there. That's why it's important to give back the whole time. Give that value, give your time, and give those secrets to success, because success leaves clues. So we want to be looking at those people who have got what we want and being able to align with the way they're thinking. Asking those questions, what way are they thinking? Have they an abundant mindset? Because each and every one of them will. They're not coming from a place of scarcity. So let you become that magnet for opportunity in your life. Scarcity will say to hold on tight, but abundance says pour out. There's more where that particularly came from. So look, you get what you choose in life. It's really important that we start to look at that. So I think that you should be saying to yourself, I choose to be abundant. That's what I say every day. I choose to believe that there's more ahead of me than there is behind me. I choose to believe that there's more opportunities than there are obstacles. And I choose to believe that there's more within me that is yet to come out. So I'd love for you today, just for once and for all, to open up, to be prepared to take the opportunities that come your way, to open up to a way of abundance, and your life will change in ways that you've never imagined. I hope this video has been some help to somebody today. If you need any advice or if you want to leave a comment, please do so, and subscribe to the channel. It would be a great help. Thank you very much. Have a great day, everyone.